Okay, so this is going to be about a 15-minute presentation from me on the basics of optimal nutrition. Now, the idea behind this is just to give you a good overview of optimal nutrition and get you thinking about it more and making some steps towards doing it yourselves. So what is nutrition then? So general nutrition is the process of obtaining the necessary nutrients for health and growth. For example then, using nutrition to keep you alive and functioning. Now I'd say about 80, maybe 90% of the population do general nutrition. They eat what they need to stay alive and function. What am I talking about? Optimal nutrition. Now, optimal nutrition is done by people like myself that are health conscious or people that want to perform well, athletes as well. And generally anyone that takes a keen interest in nutrition will follow an optimal nutrition program. So optimal nutrition then is eating the right amount of nutrients on a proper schedule to achieve the best performance and the longest possible life in good health. That's what we're after. We want to live as long as possible with good health. So for example then, using nutrition to maximize health, performance and well-being. So impacts of optimal nutrition. I'm telling you to start an optimal nutritional lifestyle, and why should you? What are the impacts that it has? So it increases your lean mass, so your lean muscle mass will increase. It increases the tissue quality of your body, increases joint health, increases cognitive function, so your ability to think, your brain power, growth and development, your exercise capacity, strength and power, and sleep quality will all improve if you follow optimal nutrition lifestyle. It will also decrease the disease and disorder, decrease your fat mass, and decrease your risk of injury. So as you can see, there's a lot of pros and cons, but not really any cons. There's a lot of reductions there, but they're all things that we need to reduce. So tell me on the list there what it is that you don't want to achieve. So, poor nutrition versus optimal nutrition. Now, I'm not saying that everyone's nutrition is poor, and I'm definitely not saying that the basic nutrition that people follow is necessarily poor nutrition, but they are definitely shades apart from poor to basic to optimal. So poor nutrition then, it's low nutrient foods, so a lot of processed foods and stuff like that. You've got large portion sizes. People with poor nutrition have big overfilled meals. Irregular eating times, so you don't have a set routine when it comes to eating. Now I know people will say to me, oh, I work shifts, so I have to eat at different times. That's correct. But the same day, when you do the same shift, make sure you're eating at the same times. And generally, poor nutrition will be dehydrated and they use unhealthy fluid sources. And we've spoke about this a lot. Optimal nutrition then is nutrient-rich foods, appropriate portion sizes, regular eating times, and being well hydrated from healthy fluid sources, i.e. water. So the 5 basics to optimal nutrition are eating schedule, making sure you're eating at the right times, key nutrients, food selection, portion sizes, and hydration. Now, I'm not going to cover hydration today because that's something that is going to get covered in detail in the next session. So let's start with the eating schedule. Some of the common routines then that are used in eating schedules are eating every 2 to 3 hours. So a lot of people will do this where they'll have breakfast, say 8 o'clock, 10:30 they'll have a snack, lunch at 1, so on and so on. So, you know, snack, dinner. 3 square meals a day. So breakfast, lunch and dinner, no snack in between, just 3 set meals. And then the other one then at the bottom there is skipped meals or intermittent fasting as people like to call it now. But basically you're just skipping breakfast. So you don't have breakfast and then you just eat lunch and dinner. Now, I wouldn't recommend intermittent fasting for those that are pregnant in growth periods. So if you're a young teenager going through puberty and you're trying to grow, I definitely wouldn't do that. And I would not suggest it to people who have impaired glucose regulation. So people with diabetes. Now, whichever one you choose, and it doesn't have to be one of these three, it can be any of your own choosing. Whatever it is that you do choose, make sure it's consistent and make sure you stick to it. So, key nutrients of optimal nutrition. Protein. Protein is the building blocks of life, as I like to say. It is what makes up all tissue, bone, muscle, organs, and the brain. It keeps your body healthy and strong, supports growth and development, and that's obviously why people that are bodybuilding or people that are trying to gain muscle will always generally have a higher protein diet. And the next thing then, carbohydrates. They are our main source of fuel for the body and the brain, and they are your energy during exercise. They provide soluble and insoluble fibers that support gut health and cardiovascular health. So basically, they're good for your insides, they're good for your gut, good for your digestive system, and they're also very good for your heart. Key nutrients continued. Fat, the dreaded fat that everyone has villainized for so long. It supports joint health. Fat is an anti-inflammatory, so definitely help reduce swelling across joints, improve joint health and reduce pain. It enhances cognitive function, so therefore it works your grey matter, helps you think better, clearer, less brain fog. 70% of your brain is made of fat, so that might have something to do with that. And it enables your body to absorb essential vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are all fat-soluble vitamins. So if you're not eating fat and you don't have enough dietary fat, you're not going to absorb these vitamins that you need. Talking of vitamins then, vitamins support vital function in the body and keep you alive. They keep the immune system strong and healthy, and they protect your body from disease. So my tip then, when you're talking optimal nutrition, is to try and include all of these nutrients that I've just spoke about, fats, vitamins, carbohydrates, and protein in every meal. And we'll get onto that, and I'll tell you a bit about more of that on the next. So food selection. Obviously, there's loads of different foods out there. People go crazy for it, and people select all the wrong different foods, you know. If we're talking just calories and you want to eat 2,000 calories a day to stay at the current body weight, let's say, or let's say you're on a calorie controlled diet, you can eat Oreos and Greggs sausage rolls to the same amount of calories as you would do and you'd still lose weight. The difference is the nutrient level within that food wouldn't be as high. So let's talk some good foods. So we've got proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. There's our three main macronutrients. We've got lean meats, dairy and plant proteins in the protein, such as things like eggs, fish and seafood, poultry, so chicken, you've got turkey and those types of things, beef, pork, milk, cheese, yogurt, so your dairy, and the ones at the bottom there that are in bold, beans, lentils, tofu, nuts and seeds and stuff, they are for your vegetarians and vegans. So they're also good sources of protein. Carbohydrates then, I've split that down into grains and fruits and vegetables. So grains is you've got oats, wheat bread, wheat pasta, brown rice, barley, quinoa, couscous, whole grain cereals, and wheat tortilla. Now, everything I've said there is obviously of a brown variety. So when I'm talking like wheat pasta and wheat bread, it's like whole grain, brown bread, whole grain pasta, brown rice. Now, there's no issue with eating white rice and white bread. The only difference is that it's got a lot lower amount of fiber in it. So when we're talking fiber is very good for, like we spoke about, for gut health. So trying to increase the amount of fiber in your diet is very good. Also, it is very hard for your body to break down and process into energy. So therefore, by eating things high in fiber, you'll get prolonged energy. But saying that, I'm not saying you can't eat white bread and white pasta and white rice. These are just the better options, making the right selection. So fruits and vegetables then, obviously fruits and vegetables is an endless list. So I've listed a few here, but it's the lists here, but there's more. So apples, berries, melon, bananas, oranges, peaches, pineapples, sweet potatoes, squash, carrots, pumpkin. Obviously you've got broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, leeks, all the green vegetables, peppers, lettuce, cucumber, tomato. All these things, all these different fruits and vegetables are fine. That's just it's not an exhaustive list, but obviously I wasn't going to list them all. And then when we're talking fats, we're talking nuts, seeds, and oils, almonds, linseed, chia seed, olive oil, avocados, walnuts, pecans. Salmon obviously isn't a nut, a seed, or an oil, but salmon is a protein, but it's very high in omega-3, which is obviously a healthy fat. Sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, almond butter. Obviously, there's other things in there that go through. Again, the list's not exhaustive. So optimal versus poor, what we're looking like. So an optimal diet or a meal would have protein, would have carbohydrates, would have healthy fats, and it would have a lot of vitamins because you've taken nutrient-dense foods. Poor would have protein, carbohydrates, and unhealthy fats. So what's that look like then? There. Optimal. Nice bit of salmon. It's got a lot of protein in it. It's full of healthy omega-3 fats. You've got the grains there, which are going to provide you with a nice level of carbohydrates and fiber. You've got your vegetables and your beans and all the goodness. Everything in there is all included, so you're going to get that full meal. Now, a poor meal would be this, fish and chips. So, calorie-wise, they're probably averagely similar. I'd say the poor is probably higher in calories just because of the cooking of it. But generally, that's it there. You've got your carbohydrates from your chips, your proteins coming from the fish, and the unhealthy fats will be in the mayonnaise, like tartar sauce dip there. Can you tell the difference between the two? The easy way to tell if something's going to be optimal or poor, general rule of thumb, the optimal one's going to be nice and colourful because you've got all those fruits and vegetables and different things on there, whereas the poor is going to be beige, brown, and boring. So, portion sizes. Everyone's got their own idea of what a portion is, and everyone's got hands. Everyone's hands are relative to generally the size of their body. So when I say use your hands, I'm going to explain that now. So use your hands for protein. One serving of protein is a palm-sized piece of protein. So if you're having a piece of chicken, it'll be about the size of your palm, or 3 ounces. Fruits and vegetables, one serving is a fist, so one complete fist, make a fist, that would be about a serving, a cup. A measuring cup full of fruit or vegetable is a serving of fruit and vegetables. Fat then, one serving, about a thumb. So if you look at like a Baby Bell, that's about 20 grams, which is about the same size as a thumb, maybe a little bit bigger, but that's about a serving. And then carbohydrates, one serving is like a handful, like a scooped, cupped hand, or half a cup would be of carbohydrates. So that'd be your grains and stuff. And there's the picture at the bottom. So protein, palm, vegetables, a fist, fat, a thumb, and carbohydrates, a cupped hand. So how does that look then? So a male averaging 2,000 calories a day, which is about the average now. Gone to the 2,500 for a man and 2,000 for a woman. It just doesn't happen anymore. We just don't move enough. So the modern day person average would be about 2,000 calories a day for a man. So it's 8 servings of protein. So 8 palm size, 3 ounces, 8 servings of protein, 13 servings of carbohydrates. Now carbohydrates, that is going to be half or more of your servings should come from fruits or vegetables. 8 servings of fat, so 8 thumb size throughout the day. And then for a female, the average female now is about 1,600 calories a day, and that would be 6 servings of protein, so palm sized again. 10 servings of carbohydrates, half of them need to be, or more than half, fruits and vegetables, and 7 servings of fat, again, your thumb. Eating schedule then. Eating schedule example. So the one I've gone for is eating every 2 to 3 hours in the example. So there's your meals down the side. So breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner total. So for breakfast then you're looking at 2 servings of protein, 1 of grains, 2 of fruit and vegetables, and 2 of fat. Snack would be 1, 2, 1, 1, as you can see, and then following all the way along, giving you your total breakdown as per what I said in the last slide. 8, 13, 9. For a female, it would be about 6, 10, and 7. So again, broken down as is. Now, you can take these eating schedules and put in your own at the side there. So if you're doing 3 square meals a day, just put breakfast, lunch, and dinner, put in your totals and work out roughly what you need to be doing. And the same again, if you're doing intermittent fasting, it'd just be breakfast and dinner, lunch and dinner, sorry. That's everything covered off on all of it. What I will ask you to do is read the booklet that's accompanied this. In the booklet, it goes into a little bit more detail of what I've covered today in this quick video. And it also talks more about hydration, which is the next topic that's coming. And it also talks about energy expenditure, which is going to be the final topic I'll do with you in a few more weeks. Again, if you've got any questions, please contact me on Guild. Happy to take questions through Guild. Or you can contact me through Instagram at Keto Carlos. I'd say get on there and start following, not because I need the followers, but because I'm always posting little tips and tricks on nutrition at least once a day. So you're going to get a little bit more. If you're interested in nutrition, you want to see stuff, then that's another great place to look for things. Thanks very much, and I will see you all in the next video.